In this video, I want to talk about how long it's going to take to become a good photographer. Now, obviously a good photographer is the broadest statement ever, but I'm talking about someone who might get booked to shoot a worldwide campaign. That sort of level. And yes, this is only commercial, but if you do weddings or landscape, just try and think of something at a similar level. I can only talk about what I know, but I'm sure this relates to many other things. I am sure you've all heard about the 10,000 hour rule. Now, you have to do something for 10,000 hours to get good at it. I'm a firm believer of this. Now, I come from a sporting background, and this was very much a thing, like you have to do 10,000 hours of practice to perfect a skill. And the big misconception in photography is that you have to spend 10,000 hours doing photography to perfect it. That is not true. You need to do 10,000 hours of lighting to perfect it, 10,000 hours of composition to perfect it. There are many thousand hours within this to sort of get yourself to a good point. I'm over 10 years in and I'm just getting to a point where I'm at that level. And I have a long way to go. I probably have another 10 years until my work is at a point where I want it to be and everything is spot on and just so, and there's still things I need to learn. And the other important thing within this is that with these 10,000 hours that you're actually learning and not just taking photographs. I see a lot of people on social media going through the motions, going to the camera club, hiring the models, photographing your breakfast, whatever it may be, and you're just taking a picture. There's no impotence to sort of move forwards or to focus on a specific thing. So for example, at the moment, I'm really working hard with specular light. I'm trying to see past a certain photographer's viewpoint and go, right, what does the viewer want to see? Not what does the photographer think about clipped highlights and, hard shadows, but what does the viewer want to see? And trying to twist my mindset to that sort of thing and working with this light. So that's what I'm currently working on. I'm putting a lot of time and effort into that, and that comes from looking at the images, testing the lighting, testing with the stylist, testing the food, getting the feedback. And it's important that you're not just going through the motions, that you always have a reason for shooting. And that's why I don't think these 365 photo challenges are particularly useful. They just sort of stagnate you, but they make you feel like you've done something. Much like watching this video. You watch this video and go, I feel like I've done something. You haven't. You still need to go and do the thing. And I think it's always important to go, when's the last time I did something new? When's the last time I took a photograph and thought, I couldn't do that before. That's new. That's better. That's a step up. That's the next level. That's what we should be aiming for when we're looking at getting better. And of course, the big problem is, do you know what you don't know? And I get this a lot where people start criticizing my work, which is fine. I'm pretty thick-skinned. And they'll be saying things, I'm like, you don't actually know what you're talking about, and you don't realize that you don't know what you're talking about when talking about this image. Because what you know is this little bit here, and it's that Dunning-Kruger effect that I've been talking about in a previous video. And it's very difficult to sort of find out what it is you need to learn. Every now and again, I get to a point and go, here's my work, and it's like this, and here's where I need to be, and I don't quite understand what's missing. I don't know what's in that gap, and I need to research to find out what it is that I need to learn. And that's very important, because you need to find out what you need to learn. It sounds really obvious, doesn't it? But once you think you know everything, you should really be questioning yourself and going, is there something I don't even know exists that I need to be looking into? And there is, because there is for all of us. And chances are it's not even within photography, it'll be within some other genre that you need to pull that information into photography. So in answer to the question, how long does it take to get good? I think with a solid effort, 5 to 8 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week, probably 10 years. I'd say that's a good sort of time frame to get to a good level of photography. And if you think, oh, I'm good, I've only been doing it for 2 years, you're not. You're deluded at the moment, because you're at the point where your skill set's very low, but your confidence is very high. And eventually you'll feel like you're rubbish and worthless, and that's sort of when you're getting on the right train of thought. So my point is this. It takes a long time to get good at photography, but it doesn't mean you can't start making money sooner than that. I started making money in year 2, but it wasn't until year 10 that my work was actually at a point where I went, this is good now. But now it seems even further away from great, so it's pretty bleak over here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about becoming a good photographer and what goes into being a commercial, professional photographer within food or just the commercial world in general, do hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.